Come into the room, family. Come into the room. I am the H-Town vet. I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. We have Betty Box first in the room. We're so glad that you're here. Come on, sit a spell. We want to talk. Well, it's actually, girl, I put all kind of stuff up there. We're going to say F was for first. She said, Betty Bob says, good evening, H-Town. How you doing? That was an accident. Hey, my life was an accident. We're glad that you're here, sister. Come on to the room. The family's starting to gather in. Give me a moment to check the sound. But y'all go ahead and start commenting. Family, we've been getting all type of responses. Okay, there's something wrong with the mic. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, let's see. Testing. Let me check the sound. Let H-Town know if the sound is better because it was a little janky there. Thank you for letting us know, my brother. We want y'all to come on in here. Y'all sounding off. We're glad that you are here. This is H-Town. Jay Oliver's in the house, and we have, thank you, Jay Oliver, my brother. Betty Bops. You are so amazing. So you all right, sis, you ain't got to apologize for nothing. Say the sound. Okay, loud and clear. I got to find out when I first come on, it does that. Loud and clear. Booming. Yes, indeed. Music okay. Loud and clear. Janky is janky should be. Family, I'm so glad that you're here tonight. Family, we want to let you know that we are here because we're not going to be here tomorrow for Thanksgiving. So we want to let y'all enjoy that time with your family. So we decided to come a day earlier to let you know that you are important to us and we really mean this. The channel is growing. The watch hours have always, how many hours people actually watch, that's the watch hours, has always been real good. But what's really starting to grow are the subscribers, you know, and I want to thank y'all for that. I believe the fact that y'all are so interactive, supportive, y'all give out such wonderful information yourselves, because remember, this is a veteran-centered channel. So we want to thank you for your input. We want to thank you for how you've helped bless us over here. Because I was like, you know, I was telling my daughter, oh, Fanny, for those of you that don't know, the channel just made 2 years on the 23rd of November. When we was there Sunday, I should have told you, but I didn't realize it until YouTube reminded me. So we've been on 2 years. We started off with regular video short clips. When we say short clips, between 4 minutes and 20 minutes. And then we started doing live streams about a year and a half ago. And that's been really good, learning process, learning how to, to interact with an audience, because there was no other veteran channel that did it quite like the way I wanted it done. But I want to thank God for my daughter, who said, you need to get on there. I said, I don't want to get out there. The VA might target me. And I didn't want no grief. I knew how trolls could be. You know what? Who cares about that? We handling this business tonight. So family, we thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know, you may be new to the channel. I am the H-Town Vet, and I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. So family, we see that y'all greeting each other here, and we appreciate you for that. Fam, we got Benny in the house. Benny says, hello, H-Town Vet, and the chat. Family, I think Benny been here kind of from the beginning. I think he's the one that invited Rose City D. And everybody's showing love. We have 9 likes and 7 watching. We got more likes than we do watching. Really good. And Benny saying hi to Jay Oliver, and everybody speaking. Now listen, family, 2 years. Yes, indeed. Charleston say 2 years. Okay, H-Town. Now YouTube veteran. As I found out, veteran is 2 years active, not training. Okay, I'm a veteran then. I'm a veteran not just from the military, but I'm also a veteran from wow. I'm also a veteran from YouTube. Wow. That gives me more credentials, right? That means I can start pushing people around. Huh? I'm not just a super soldier. I'm a super YouTuber. Is it going to my head, Brother Charleston? This is why we bring you quality slides, and the reason we're able to do this in such a smooth fashion, family. Okay, we have here in our chat, we have an active, interactive chat, informative chat. So you're part of the center. We don't just put out information. We also interact with each other, support each other while we're processing through the information and other things, topics, news events that affect veterans, and all of those things. Now, to live chat, you have to at least been subscribed for 5 days. So for those of you that subscribe and unsubscribe because you don't want to give us the subscription, you're not going to be able to chat. So you'll be able to listen. Just keep subscribing and unsubscribing. Now listen what we have here. Rooftop Gardener. Greetings, Navy vet here. So tell us the state or city that you're currently located in, Rooftop. Everybody show love to Rooftop. Family, now this is why I started on the holidays, because I had time. I started right before Thanksgiving. And I'm really enjoying the way we're doing this thing. And we got another Navy member. We got several in here. Betty Bob say, Roof, hello, shipmate. Yes, indeed. Family, family, family. Then we got Charleston say, ahoy, shipmate. Rooftop Gardener. Boy, y'all doing it. So you have to be subscribed for 5 days. We do this for a particular reason. We want to keep down trolling issues. So come in, see how we're interacting. You can learn. If we got to throw the rules out, we will. And so Rooftop Gardener say, I live in Richmond, California, from Tuskegee, Alabama. I hear you. And look at the family just starting to come in here. I know y'all busy during the holidays, but if you're able to chip in for a minute, we like it. We have Crimson Alumni 04. We got a long time subscriber, supporter. You understand? Here go another neighbor showing that love to the fellow sailor. And then they say, Jay Oliver says, roof anchors, I guess, away. And they're showing the love. Look at y'all. Y'all into it tonight. Now, family, no trolling issues. Trolls, we will be patient as far as trying to let people know. But if it becomes a continuous problem, you will get blocked. And no coming back on Finster's accounts. And another thing I want to let y'all know, family, that whatever private, some of you may know each other outside of the channel. Let's keep private stuff there. We want to focus on what we're talking about here. And if we're helping, supporting each other, that's understandable. But outside conversations, because some of y'all, I noticed y'all met on other channels, or y'all might know each other. I know a few people in the chat because we were on another channel together. They do their best not to, say things. So we kind of keep it, because we're over here doing something else. He meant to say what's called. I ain't gonna pull that one up, but I get you. Family, thank y'all for being here. Thank you so much. And now, if the information is informative, smash that like button. We'd appreciate it if you enjoy it. We want to win your subscription too. So we want you to know that you are welcome here. For those that are watching live and recorded, some of those that may not be in the comments, but you're just sitting back relaxing, you're important here too. Family, we're not just talking. We're not trying to bait you in. We're giving you information that can help you. Number one, get your benefits. Number two, know what those benefits are. Number three, protect those benefits. And number four, provide an environment where veterans can support each other. Is that all right? That's the mission statement of the veteran. Now, it happens. It happened. I didn't put some words in there. So Betty Boss did a little early. Y'all sailors anyway. Sorry about that auto spell. It happens. I said some weird stuff. Matter of fact, I said a normal word, and Betty Boss will tell you. Then it wouldn't let my word come through. And when you put it in, they let it through. They told me that word wasn't to be used, and it was just a normal word. Now, Betty Boss said we have 14 likes and 8 watching. So sometime YouTube, the program that I use will censor some of our words, even me. Now let's get on topic, and what that means is we're going to get on what the topic is for today. Okay? And we're going to get the chat. We're going to try to run through this information. And the topic, hold on. And the topic for today is, what does the U.S. government owe veterans? All right. And why? And also, why does the U.S. government owe veterans? So it's two questions in one. What and why does the U.S. government owe veterans? Because they're talking about trying to play with our benefits, but they owe us. And we're going to talk about it. This is going to help you to get what you need. The greatest weapon used against veterans is disorganization. Remember what I say there, because the first thing that the military teaches us is organization. Okay? They put us into formations. They have us wear certain uniforms, fold our clothes a certain way. We have to respond in certain way. We have to acknowledge certain ranks. We need to know the ranking system, the difference between officers and enlisted, the difference between sergeants and privates, or I forget what they call y'all. They call y'all in the Navy. Remind me what they say in the Navy. They have officers and what y'all call enlisted. So family, we're doing good. We got 14 likes and 8 watching. That means people coming in because they having their fun, but I think y'all might be traveling. So family, we're going to talk about what we're owed. Okay? That's a veteran, or Air Force veteran, looking at the Congress, and we got receipts. We saying what we owed. You can't try to renege on the deal that you made with us. Let's talk about it. So, what and why does the U.S. government owe veterans? So, you can say, why does the U.S. government owe veterans? We're going to break that down. And what does the U.S. government owe veterans? We're going to talk about it tonight. First, we're going to talk about why the U.S. government owes us as veterans. One, simply put, they have to deliver on their promise. They promised us. So how did they promise us? They made a promise that when we committed ourselves to military service, they made a promise in the form of a contract that had terms. Now, most of us did not read the whole contract. Let me ask you in here, if you read your whole contract going into the military, or you had a lawyer look it over, put a check mark if you read the whole contract, or put the word check mark. If you didn't, put an X if you didn't read the whole contract. Put an X if you didn't read the whole contract. H-Town did not read that whole contract. I didn't read much of it. I mainly signed it. Who read their whole military contract? Put a check mark, or you can put yes in the chat. Let us know if you read, because in that contract, I didn't either. Jal would say no. Now listen, seamen are E3 and below. E4 to E6 are enlisted as petty officers, and E7 to E9 are chief petty officers. I've heard all the terms, but thank you for breaking it down. X, recruit, hit high points, side. Yeah, they did hit high points on me for the Navy. Okay, so thank you for breaking it down, family. We really appreciate what's going on here. You're helping me because I wasn't in the Navy. I was in the Army. Not that I know everything that went on in the Army. But this contract was critical because in that they put certain things about we were contractually obligated. Veterans obligated duty. The military became our business. We had no choice other than to fulfill our duty. Remember, we couldn't come in there and say one day, you know what, I quit the military. It doesn't work like that. You sign a contract that obligates you. And they let you know in that contract you could face bodily harm. They don't say it expressly. And you know what's an interesting thing? I've never heard, and y'all tell me if y'all have ever heard this. I thought about this today. Have you ever heard them say that if you get injured in the military, that you could apply for VA disability benefits? Have you ever heard them mention when you were going to the recruiter's office or signing your contract with the military, did they ever mention VA disability compensation if you were to get injured? Put a Y for yes and an N for no. A Y for yes and an N for no. With H-Town, they did not mention it. They did not mention it. All right. Charleston say no. Now that's the interest. I want to know from y'all. No. Family, see, here at the H-Town Vet, we ask questions. We want to know. Never. Hold on. Was those the secrets? Now, look, there may not be secrets that we keeping, but was the military keeping secrets from us? If that was one of our benefits from joining the military, that if we get injured, we should know our rights, right? Never. Why do you think? Y'all let me know. If you have an answer, please answer. Let me know. Why do you think they did not want to tell us about what our benefits were when we signed that contract? Why do you think they brushed over that? but they had an obligation. We obligated and they're obligated. And if we get injured in the military, they had a responsibility to cover, because they in the contract, it tells them we're gonna go over it in detail in the coming future, in the next few months. In that contract, it says that we might be in dangerous situations, and that if we were to get injured, that they were responsible for us giving us, a proper reward, making us whole if possible. Now, don't pay attention to the numbers because I didn't really use the numbers, so I apologize for what's up there. But the enlistment, when we first come in as a recruit, you have your enlistment. When you're enlisting, unless you go in as an officer, there's a different process most of the time. Some officers did come in enlisted and went to OECS school. It depends. Then we have to deal with selective service. Some went in under benefits and bonuses. They told me that I could get to go overseas first, so I signed it because I was going overseas. If you got a bonus, put the word bonus or put the money emoji in the chat. If you got an incentive in the form of a bonus, you can put the GI Bill. You can put benefit GI Bill. I got the GI Bill, but I paid into it. But if you got a bonus, put the money emoji in there, and or you put what kind of bonus you got. I got the GI Bill where I paid into it and they would match it or whatever. I think it ended up being 10,000. Now that new GI Bill. Now let's see what our brother say. I see you in here, Coasty. I'm about to acknowledge you. Coasty says, hi, H-Town and the family. Yes, indeed. So J. Oliver says to stop people from getting to get disability checks. Wow, you think it's all about the money? They care more about our service. They care more about those medals they give us. They're not concerned about the money. They wouldn't give us medals instead of money. They wouldn't use trinkets to replace compensating us for our loss of earning capacity. They wouldn't do that, would they? We're going to talk about it. Charleston say, they just said if not performed duties, I'll be up for discharge or lower rank. So they'll threaten you before they do anything. Okay, now I'm gonna have to Farm Girl Rebels in the house. She say, evening family, little late. You all good, sister. I'm like, we got started late. Now, Crimson, I like what you said though, Charleston. Yes. If you don't perform your part, they telling you what the consequences are. What if something happens to you as you perform your duties? They didn't tell you how they would protect you and how they had your back. They didn't tell you about your security blanket. Interesting. So we have Crimson Alumni 4 says, post 9/11 GI Bill, SLRP. Okay, that's the initials for it. And Coast is speaking. There's everybody speaking each other. Farm Girl Rebel says she was here. Everybody speaking to her and to Coasty. Everybody showing the love. Now, after the benefits, you become a candidate, right? You go in there. There's certain requirements. So you have to take that. What's that test called? The ASVAB. Even do they still have the ASVAB that you have to take that? And once you meet the requirements, you have to go through a physical. What are the main requirements, family? When you're going into the military, active duty or reserve, I think. This includes all branches of the military. I'm assuming Space Force too, but all branches, 6 now. Space Force, tell me if I'm wrong about that. Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, all of it. You have to have a physical. If you have any pre-existing illnesses, you need to make them aware of it. If that is not in your medical records, really, if you make it in without them, you pass the physical. You pass the physical. They can't come back later and look if they didn't find it when you were going through MEP station, getting your physical to join the military. They can't You come back years later and take that from you. Now, they everybody showing love to rooftop and Clemson. They say mine was AFE's test back in the 70s. AFFEE. Okay. Oh, so in the 70s, it was ASVABs in the 80s, late 80s. Family. So then once they find out what skills you have, you know, they give you some type of testing. They test your skills and they show you what MOSs that you qualify for. I went in the tanks because they told me that I could go overseas. They love putting you in combat units. Yes, indeed. Now listen. Then another way is when they're calling for you to go in. So many of the ways we end up joining the military is through some type of recruitment. Huh? First call. I need you in the Navy this minute. This is Uncle Sam talking to you. Our country will always be proudest of those who answer the call first. Huh? You answered that call first. Now, I think this is an actual flyer or poster from New York back in the day. Let's see what we got here. Now, Farm gonna say hi, Charleston Betty. Oh, she's speaking to everybody. Face blue spam. And let's get back to it here. I know you just speaking to everybody, but we glad you're here. Now, for men, we had to register for selective service. They had a thing where they were going to be try to get women selective service. They didn't want equal rights on that one. But we thank for those of you that did serve, because a lot of women do serve. At least 11 to 12% of the U.S. military is female. Now, who in here, when they turn 18, you don't have to say if you didn't do it because I don't want you to be in trouble, but you was in the military. If you registered for selective service at 18, put how old you was when you registered, if you registered for it. I was 18 because I had to do it before I could get my license. Let us know. And here's the selective service form. I had to register after I got out. After you got out of what? The military? When did you register, Coastie? 18 in high school. I was in high school too. 18 in high school. I was 18 in high school. Yes, indeed. Interesting. Now the draft. Now it might be somebody, if you were drafted, some of you were kind of young during the Vietnam era, so you may not have went because you just, it was about probably at the end of the war. But anybody in here that was drafted, put the word draft in the chat. Let us know if you were drafted. Anybody in here was drafted. Now, this is a photo from the Vietnam era back in the day, and that's somebody selected service card. Remember, they were back then, I heard that they were burning up draft cards. Had y'all ever seen, was that a big thing? Because, you know, I wasn't born in '68, so I don't know as much as y'all might know about that. Wow. Yes, after I got discharged. So you went straight in the military, so they didn't require that you register for selective service before you join. I guess they really don't care. As long as you ain't got to register, come on in. That is crazy. Coastie, that is different, man. I ain't never, see, you learn so much being here. Now, Jay Oliver says, registered a week before I got to boot camp. Wow. I hear you, Jay Oliver. What? Even you? Almost 1973 was coming. Next birthday, January 73 stopped. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened to a few of my family members. Some of them, I know my uncle, he was kind of a little young and he didn't go, but they didn't call his draft number from what he was telling me. But his first cousin, our cousin, went. And I asked my cousin, I said, why uncle didn't go? He said, I don't know. And I asked my uncle, oh, my card didn't come up. He was 17 in 68. So I know you read it in 69. Look at that. Then they use bonuses. They lure you in with money. They won't tell you about no benefits. Who in here they try to use a bonus to get you in? Put the word bonus up there. If they use some type of financial incentives to get you to join the military. Come on now. Even the GI Bill. So at some point, regardless of how we get in the military, we end up going into the military. We go talk to a recruiter. Now, where was your recruit at? My recruiter, remember, my naivete, I'm walking behind the MEP stations in Houston, right? Let me tell a story. I was minding my own business, right? I didn't have bus fare to get home. Why was I downtown without bus fare? Because of a girl. Do I need to say more? Yeah. It surprised me too. And this is Coasty. Yeah, it surprised me too. And I said to the yeoman, I just did 4 years. He said, you have to sign up for selective service. That is crazy. Coasty signed up for selective service after he got out the military, after he did his first enlistment. Now, Charleston say, recruiter tried to get me 6-year contract with auto E4 pay rank. That is very enticing. Starting you off at E4. Did you go to what you did ROTC in high school, Charleston? Why would they be able? How could they justify giving you such a high rank? And so I was minding my own business, right? I was at the same building. If you ever watched the movie Ali with Will Smith, I was at the back of that building. Back then it had a door. I only went back there about a couple of weeks ago to see. There's no door back there no more. I don't know what they did. Cause that recruiter popped out the door from nowhere. Hey, what you doing? I said, I'm just going to go home, but I ain't got no bus fare. He said, do you want to travel the world and meet new people? Yeah, I said, no, he asked me, are you working? I said, no, I got laid off. He said, you want to travel the world, meet new people? I said, yeah. He didn't tell me the new people going to be shooting at me. You understand? If I run into him again, it's going to be a misunderstanding. Or was it good? Okay, so nuclear training. Did you take the 6-year enlistment? And for family, you need to understand, back then, when Brother Charleston was in, a 6-year enlistment was a big thing. Now it ain't nothing, 6 or 8 year enlistment. But I remember when I was in there, you could do as least as 2 years. I knew a guy had a 2-year contract. And you could get the benefits, you know. Now let's continue. How many years was your first contract, if y'all don't mind me telling? Tell me how your first enlistment with the military. If you was an officer, let us know. How many was your first? My enlistment was first or your only, whichever it is. My enlistment was a 4-year enlistment. How long was your first enlistment? Let us know. See, family, we talking about it up in here. Coasty say, I went to the Navy to enlist, but the recruiter wasn't there. But the Coast Guard recruiter was, but intended to go into the Navy. Wow, isn't that weird? How much was your first enlistment? Mine was 4 years. J. Oliver was 6 years. Farm Girl Rebel says 4 years, but came in as E2 due to college. Okay. Coasty say 4 years and 2 years reserved inactive. I think I had 4 years reserved inactive from what I remember. Now let's see what Crimson says. Crimson Alumni 4 says service connected 3 years, 3.5 years via OCS. I don't know what the SC stands for. Let me know what that means. I had a master's degree and had already pledged a fraternity, so I was a little older and mature in BCT. Guess that's basic training. Wow, y'all have some interesting stories. See how interesting this is? Man, this is interesting. Benny says he did first enlistment 4 years. Now, Charleston say no, 4 years. They tried to get me to OCS, Officer Candidate School, first 2 months after A school because of high grades. Okay. I wonder why you didn't go in as an officer. Why wouldn't you do it? Now, Farm Girl saying hi. Jay and Crimson, think I miss you too. Yes, indeed. South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina. That's why I thought it was South Carolina, but I wasn't for sure. I get confused. You know, I'm not good with acronyms. So let me go back to what the Crimson say. Crimson, South Carolina, 3.5 years. Okay. OCS, Officer Candidate School, had a master's degree. Okay. Now let me ask you this here. Now I want you to tell me the total, if you did more than 4 years, if you did more than your first enlistment, let's say, if you did more than your first enlistment, tell me what's your total years you did in the military, whether it's from different branches or not. And if you retired, just put in there, if you did 20 credible years, put RM for retired military. If you retired with 20 credible years, put RM for retired military. And you can tell us how many years if you would like to. If you did more than 4 years, let us know how many actual years, how many years you actually did. Family, you got the contract, then we end up signing it. I did 2 years reserve after 4 years. I think I did 2 years inactive reserve. Now, let's see. That's good, Sister Farm Girl. Uh-oh, family. Now, this number is going to probably sounds familiar, and I'm explaining in a minute why. U.S. military members, 18%. This isn't from 2024 because 2025 is not over yet. 18% are officers and 82% enlisted. Did y'all know that? Oh, she did 2 years active. I did say that she did 2 years active reserve after 4 years. Okay. Now, Charleston say 4.5 years extended on deployment, 3 years reserve. Is that top secret? You can't tell us why you spent that extra time in the military, Charleston? Is it top secret? If not, because y'all be doing all kind of stuff on them secret missions on those ships. You know what? I want to ask the Navy, the sailors in here, being Coasty, and Coast Guard and Navy, Coasty too, Coast Guard and Navy, all the sailors. How long? What's the longest you spent at sea? Let us know. What's the longest you've been? 6 months, a month, weeks? Let us know, because some of y'all had shore duty. What's the longest you spent at sea, and what's the longest you spent on shore duty when you was on the shore? I hope I'm phrasing it right. I got scammed for reserve. Okay. Is that what you called it? Are y'all surprised? Oh, hold on. J. Oliver says 3 years USMC, United States Marine Corps Reserve, 9 years United States Air Force. Okay, look at y'all. Oh, I was surprised that it was so many officers in the military. I thought they would be around, what, 10% of the, so that means there's a lot of administrative officers, aren't they, that don't deal with troops. Because I remember seeing a whole bunch of officers floating around like that. Uh-oh, family. Here's the breakdown. Military branches by percentage of the whole U.S. military. Now, this is we doing active duty here, and Space Force. I ain't laughing at you, Space Force, but Space Force is a little under 1%, so I wasn't able to put. They're the one in black, because they're growing. They just starting. Now, the Coast Guard is 3% of the whole active duty military force in the year 2024. U.S. Marines is 13%. The U.S. Navy is 25%, because the Marines is a part of the Navy. The U.S. Army is 34%, and the Air Force is 34% for the Army, and the Air Force is 24%. Remember, the Air Force started as a part of the Army, and the Marines started as a part of the Navy. Now, let me ask you this, Coastie. Was the Coast Guard ever part of the Navy? I remember I went over the history, but I forgot what I said. Let me know, my brother. Now let us continue. Are y'all surprised about the size of the military? What do y'all think? I thought the Army would be bigger. Now we have Rose City D says, good evening, H-Town vet, and salute the chat. Army leads from the front. But you better have somebody go in your rear. Oh, Lord, all I can say is don't drop the soap. Oh, I'm sorry for getting out of control. I do apologize. Brother Charleston showing love to Rose City D. Let us see. So in Congress, now look, isn't this strange? Do y'all pick it up now? See if y'all pick it up. Congress, there's 538 members of the House and the Senate. Non-veteran, 82%, 18% veteran. Didn't we just hear these percentages before? Remember, officers in the military are 18% and 82% are enlisted. Interesting that these numbers are similar. And as we've said in the past, veteran party by party affiliation is 65% Republican and 35% are Democrat, as it was, I think it's this year, 2025. Let's talk about it, family. Now, Congress, this is what we focus on, because we're talking about what does the government owe us. And when we're talking about the government, we're specifically talking about the policymakers, the House and the Senate. They've been doing a lot of things in the Senate that seem greasy and shady. So we're going to talk about it tonight. Everybody greeting Rose City D. Hopefully I didn't miss you. Say, brother H-Town out of control. I've been cutting up. Somebody said, they sent me an email. I wasn't able to read the whole thing, but they were saying to me, because it was almost a page, and they were saying that they appreciate me outing what's going on in Congress and with Lieutenant Gade, but their fear was that the fire will die down and people won't focus on what's going on. I'm going to do my best to keep a fire lit on this, any new developments, and I'm going to keep it in the lexicon, because his fear, this individual say, his or her fear, I don't know if it was male or female, their fear was that he go back into hiding and be doing his undermining behaviors in the shadows. Still doing the stuff to be disruptive toward us, but doing in shadows. And remember, Congress is bringing these people before these hearings. And they know what they're going to say before they say it, or they wouldn't bring them. And who are they bringing? The super soldiers. The soldiers talking about they highly decorated. The soldiers, they say they missing multiple limbs. This happened, and they got a lot of war stories. And I'm not saying that they're not true, but they're leading with something that separates them from the average veteran. Even if the veteran have these awards, if they're not bragging about them, these people are saying to themselves, hey, I got 2 Purple Hearts. You can't question me. Hey, I won a Bronze Star. I got an Army Achievement Medal. I got a Good Conduct Medal. Some people have Good Conduct Medals through their whole military service. Because if you get a write-up, you can't get one. I got one. I'm proud of my Good Conduct Medal. I am. Happy Turkey Day to all you. Happy Thanksgiving Turkey Day to everybody. Now, and we go back and watch our live stream on this. Those that said, and another thing, they not only were they bringing these super soldiers up to speak before at these Senate hearings, these super soldiers started ranking veterans. They didn't really, have you noticed? I noticed that they put combat veterans and special forces, and they had military officers, highly, what did I call the name of it? Veterans with a lot of commendations and stuff. Yes. Didn't see many female veterans. They say it was a female veteran there with a Bronze Star, but they didn't let her talk. Then if non-combat veteran, they want to put you at the bottom, down with me. Don't worry, I'm a combat veteran. They still got me at the bottom because I'm a black veteran. They don't want to hear nothing I got to say. And I got a big mouth anyway. So it may not be because I'm black. I've just got a big mouth. Yeah. But am I telling the truth? The message is the message. They ranking veterans. They silence the average veteran. Why do you think they don't want to hear what we got to say? And as we going through this, whatever we're talking about, you can question. You can ask questions when it's on topic. Go ahead. Now, listen what our brother say. Question. He says, this from Brother Charleston Zimmerman. He said, question, H-Town, have same question in Navy. Why most officers suck, jerks? Sorry if insult any officers here. Now, what he say? Why is most of them? You get the vibe of that. Now, I did meet some cool officers. Many of them are standoffish. I think some of the reasons, especially with the one, when higher the rank they get, they're not as close to the average enlisted member. The lower rank ones don't have, most of them tend not to have as much time in the military or experience. And then they're trying to develop their leadership skills while they have an enlisted person that they're over, like chief petty officer, I think that's what you say, a senior chief that they're over, that got more experience than they do, but they outrank them because they may have been in 2-3 years and they went to, officer candidate school, or what's the other one? He went to West Point, right? Lieutenant Gade. And Lieutenant Gade wasn't arrogant. He was down to earth with his soldiers. So let's correct that, because Lieutenant Gade, he hired veterans, disabled veterans, even though he don't want them to get their benefits. So I said in the last live stream, better be careful, because he went before Senate speaking so, how can I say, speaking, casting dispersions on veterans and disabled veterans in particular, that what if the ones that work for him say, hey, this man been harassed and discriminated against because I'm a disabled veteran. And my proof is he said it before the Senate, and he's my boss. Be careful what you say in public. Now that we got this contract, now they want to rip the contract up, fam. Can they do that? Can they say veterans that have a 0 to 60% rating, we're not gonna cover your disabilities? Huh? Can they do that? Veterans, nah, we're not covering whatever we had in the contract. Hold on, we signed the contract before we went in. They trying to make it where they change the contract before you go in the military. So we have to fight for the youngins, the young veteran, young people enlisted in the military. The problem is a lot of them, when they get out, they're kind of going off on their own and alienating themselves from us. So you need to come and get with us old heads or older ones, because we can be the ones there for you. Because we got our benefits. They may be trying to take them, but they definitely trying to take yours. And they're trying to make it where they can change the contract when you go in the military that they will not cover injuries if you can work. Huh? H-Town telling you what the deal is. They're trying to change the contract when you go in the military. The one that we signed, they want to make it where they don't sign that, and the U.S. government is not responsible or liable. Huh? They want to break that contract. No offense taken, Charleston. I think they're afraid. Oh, we have an officer here. So here we go. Crimson Alumni 4 is breaking it down. No offense taken, Charleston. I think they're afraid when they're young and lower rank. That's what I was kind of saying, that when they first come in. My dad was a Marine, so I quickly built up a good relationship with NCOs. Shout out to my NCOs. See, that's why I tell you. Let me tell you something. Does it usually take to you get into about the rank of captain? And a captain in the Army is like, you have second lieutenant, what we call a butterball lieutenant, first lieutenant with the silver, then there's a captain, which is the third rank up. Usually when they kind of over things, and they tend to be like Captain Queen was cool. I had a few cool lieutenants, but Lieutenant Rideout, y'all hear me talk about him all the time. Good people. Good people. I mean, straight up. He was there with me in Desert Storm. He wasn't in my platoon, but I always watched him and had respect for him, the way he carried himself, the way he handled business. And when I got to Fort Carson, he was there when that other lieutenant was trying to do shady stuff. And he just saw me in the latrine, which, you know, is the restroom they had or whatever. And he was saying, you know, he said, H-Town, you did your service. He knew what was going on behind the scenes. He said, you don't owe nobody nothing. You went, you was there with us, and we was in Desert Storm together. I said, yes, sir. Respect for Lieutenant Rideout. If you anywhere, Lieutenant Rideout, well, Captain Rideout, I apologize. When I got out, you was captain. Salute you, sir. Respect. But for all them shady officers, them fakers, huh? The one from Wisconsin, I ain't got nothing for you, homie. Some of them was kind of, I don't know, some of them kind of funny. This other lieutenant was acting kind of funny, because a lot of people didn't go to Desert Storm back then in 90. So that's why I couldn't stand having the patch on, but I had to put it on, you know, showing that I had been in combat on the right shoulder. And that made some people that was leading kind of feel inadequate, you know. I left it alone. I learned real quick, because I thought they were just pieces of paper for the most part, like the awards. So I had them up in the barracks, and when different people would come through with inspection, they started mentioning them. I took them jokers down, because I said, they not giving me no extra money, so you sure ain't gonna give me no extra attention and start hating on me. So I took all that stuff down. If you ain't give me no money behind it, I don't care about it. Now, J. Oliver said, NCO will build the bridge to bolster the officer's performance. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's why it's good to have a very good relationship with your NCOs, like Crimson Alumni 4 said. Respect. They want to break our contract, Congress, and then send us out the room. Nah, we ain't honoring that contract. Huh? Get out of here. No benefits for you. Huh? No benefits for you, or very little. and you go back to work, as we say, excuse me for my terminology from the hood, they want to put us out on the hoe stroll. So you want to pimp us out. You mistreated, you used us. Now you want to get us back out there on the streets. You're not going to even put me in a skirt. You just going to handle me like this, huh? The contract said you're supposed to honor your agreement. You wanted me to honor. Hold on, fam. Can I please come up? They wanted us to honor our part of the agreement and contract. So they're not going to honor the part that they agreed to with us. I was told when you change the rules in the middle of the game, that's called cheating. No, and we not young people out there. When you get ready to go in the military, you have that whole contract looked over and make sure if anything happened to you, I think it's Article 2. We're going to find out. We're going to go over it where they talk about if you get, we got to make sure they don't change that, fam. They're trying to normalize this. So even if they don't take our benefits, they're going to get the young people, because organizations like the American Legion, Veteran of Foreign Wars, I showed you Veteran of Foreign Wars, they starting to close chapters because young people are not going. Well, you must appeal to young people. Young people are not sitting up in there, doing a little old drinking and different stuff like that. You got to have activities. You better have some gamer things going on in there. You need to get some video games up in there. That's what I think. You need to have stuff that young people like, social media stuff. Rose City D say, don't call me sir, I work for a lemon. Was one of my favorite phases. Yes, indeed. And the officers never had a problem with it. They went along with it. Now listen what Coastie says. They will have an even harder time getting recruits. Because look, they talking about treating us bad. So, and they kind of mentioned it in passing. I heard the one that was talking out both sides of his neck, right? That Ryan Galusky. He was talking about, yeah, because we don't want to discourage other people. You're doing it because you're talking about perverse incentives. Who want to join sign an agreement that has perverse incentives in it? Almost making somebody sound like they some predator or something, right? Now we signed because we did what was right. They trying to get us back to that full-time work. They don't, hey, yeah, you say your back hurt. You say you can't sit for long. You can't be in certain positions for long. They don't care. Get back out there. Because you just got to think more positive and you'll be all right. So right, Coastie. Now listen to what Brother Charleston says. Family, you are the voice. They listen to this. The news breaks online, not on CNN. This is what CNN said. This is what most of the papers say. Social media, this is where the news break, because we got it, because all them is hooked in with the politicians. Remember, the Washington Post is Jeff Bezos. He has a contract with the federal government, but he's trying to mess up our federal contract with our VA disability using this newspaper. The newspaper is doing it. But he getting a federal contract. Lieutenant Colonel Gade retired. He's trying to mess up our contract, but he got a contract with disability. He gets military retirement, lost his leg, and still stayed in several more years till he can retire. He getting that to federal, and he get a federal contract because he has a disabled veteran-owned business, small-owned business. Ain't that something? But telling me what I don't deserve and what you don't deserve. Man, if you don't get on up out of here, I won't say something to him, but it's Thanksgiving. I'm going to be nice. Now, listen what Charleston says. 100% H-Town, tell them, don't be young and dumb like I was at Recruiter. Me too. Recruiter. When I signed that contract, they grabbed it and a wide smile said, welcome to the canoe. Look, Well, they get you, don't they? We don't know no better. But we want to inform the young people so they'll make, I'm not saying don't go in the military, make informed decisions. They want us working regardless of our disability. All they want to leave us with is some medals, some trinkets. Listen, I appreciate everybody's sacrifices, even my own. But you gonna listen, I can't pawn these things. I got the medals on my way before I got out. Now I need you to do is compensate me for my loss in earning capacity. Oh, you telling me I can work, but what about my loss of earning capacity that the VA compensation is supposed to replace? You don't get out of here. And the effect, not just what it has on me, but my family members. That's in the contract. It's in the contract. Time out. We ain't trying to hear none of that. Let's talk about it, fam. Time out. Listen. We need to make our demands. When they telling us in the words of my Elder Eric Mays, he used to be city council in Flint, Michigan. He older black man that reminds me of the people in my family. He say, when they go low, you go lower. He say, yeah, Michelle Obama say, when they go low, you go high. He say, when they go low, you go lower. Nah, they supposed to give you we gonna demand. If they tell us we should get less, you know what? Not only should we get what we got now, we need more because you're not doing your job all the way. We got to push back. We can't go hide in no corner and say, I got mine, so I'm going to hide somewhere. They coming for you. They going to pull that rock up what you hiding under, and they going to get you too. And if you ain't codified with us, you're going to be coming over there giving us the hey, big head call. Hey, big head. That's what, women call when you ain't heard from them in years. Hey, big head. Hey, what's going on, fellow veterans? Where you been at, man? We've been putting in work. We've been ringing this. Beating this drum. Well, I've been spending time with my family. Oh, they must have been going after your benefits. That's why you want to talk to us now. Stay with us now. Don't wait till things get bad for you. Java say, point of order. Yes, indeed. We got 16 likes and 10 watching. Fam, we doing this thing. We got to make our demands. When you're in the military, there are things that happen, and when you get out, if you go and tell them that, hey, I got problems, whether it's in the military or out, and it's documented, and you believe, did you what I said? That it's connected to your service, go file a claim. If you don't think it's connected to your service, go file a claim. Because you don't know, you're not a medical professional. Lieutenant Gay cannot speak for you. Talking about some veterans say they had them filed and they didn't think nothing was wrong with them. How do you know? You are not a qualified medical professional for the disability that you have. I didn't think I had PTSD. Well, that turned out to be wrong, right? How can somebody with PTSD diagnose themselves? My first CFP exam, I went in there. That doctor was annoying. He was nice as heck. That really annoyed me. And I said, sir, I don't have no PTSD. I don't have no. Still diagnosed me with PTSD. Now, why that man just didn't document what I said and let me get back to work? Can you believe that? 16 watching, 10 watching and 16 likes. Family, I read that a second time. So this is what it should be based on. None of them in those hearings were talking about this, the severity assessment. This is what they're trying to change. I don't see nothing wrong with it. This is how they once they determine that you're service connected, well, you have to have a diagnosis. Once they determine you have a disability, and that's a diagnosis, and once they determine that that disability or condition is related to your military service, that's the nexus. The last part and the most critical part after that is the severity assessment, where they're looking at the symptoms of the condition and rating how severe it is. And the higher the severity, the more disability compensation you will receive. So the severity assessment starts with the rating schedule, and every disability has its own rating schedule. Some don't even have 100% rating. PTSD only have 5 ratings now. I think they did away with 0%. 10, 30, 50, 70, and 100. That's it. Scheduler ratings. The highest you can get with migraines, I believe, is 50%. Tinnitus, the highest you can get is 10%. So all disabilities rating schedules doesn't go up to 100%. Now, for those, let's say one does. Let's say you have something like severe constructive sleep apnea, and they're going to rate. Now we'll deal with migraines. So let's talk about something that'll be clear, even though it doesn't go up to 100%. So they would see how often you have migraines. That would be the symptom frequency. Then they would look at how long do the migraine headaches last. That would be symptom duration. Then they would see the impact it has on your daily life. That would deal with your hygiene, your ability to get in and out of bed, dress yourself, bathe yourself, and get up and go on your daily life. And the fourth part of the severity assessment is its impact on work. How does it limit you from working? The more severe, the higher the rating, disability rating. Okay, let's talk about it. Now, family, another thing we got to make sure that they don't do. Listen to me. Pre-existing conditions that you allowed to get into the military with, we got to make sure that they don't take those away, because you can't get paid even though they're pre-existing. You can't get they wasn't caused by the military. Service-connected conditions are caused by the military. That's causation. Pre-existing conditions, yeah, you had it, but you're saying if it's gotten worse while you're in the military, that your military service aggravated. That's aggravation. I think they're going to try to do away with that. Give me a second. I got to turn this fan on. It's hot. Now let me know. Oh, that fan too. Give me a second. Let me know you can hear me, family. I hope I didn't mess my mic up. Let me know if you can hear me on the mic. Give me some speakers, because I bumped into it. So, family, so remember, watch our video on this topic. You can get you can get a rating for pre-existing conditions. Now, such as flat feet. If they let you in with flat feet and something happens to make the condition worse, okay, then you can get it for aggravation. They're not going to pay you for the part of the pre-existing condition that would be the natural progression of the disability, but they will pay you for anything beyond that, the aggravation. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Thank both of you, Betty Bobs and Brother Charleston. Now, we don't want to get rid of that. So let's say your claim is denied for some reason. We want to be allowed the same recourse that we have now, that they don't discourage us by telling us that we are victims, trying to shame us for appealing claims or filing for an increase. Don't let nobody talk to you with gobbledygook, foolishness. using words like embarrassment, weak. We need to be strong. Man, this word ain't got nothing to do with my paper. Run me my paper. I don't want to hear all that foolishness. You ain't never want to talk to me any other time. So I don't want to hear, run me my paper for my disability. Run me my benefits that you getting, that everybody else getting. Members of Congress, you got members of Congress that are 100% disabled. How y'all feel about that? But they trying to pass rules that we don't get it. Where they at? Why they not speaking up? You think they're gonna get rid of their 100% and they getting $400,000 or $500,000 while they're in the Senate and the Congress and in the House, sitting in the House? That's a look, and we want to make sure what they need to get rid of. This is what we want. You need to get rid of overdeveloped claims. Once we present a fully developed claim, that's what should ride. What we want, what we're demanding. That if we have the clinical evidence and we have a fully developed claim and we have the measure of severity, diagnosis, service connection, measure of severity, and evidence that it happened in service, and if it's needed, they don't always need it, a DBQ, and you can do a public DBQ, that they should approve the claim without over-developing it, sending you through the rigmarole. That's what they need to be talking about in Congress, not how to take our benefits from us, how to make the process easier. Oh, I'm sorry, that's what they're upset about. They're upset. They keep saying it. Do y'all hear them? They playing in our face. They said what their problem was. Almost every last one of them said, y'all listen to me. They say that the claim process, because of the PACT Act, has become smoother and more people have gotten their claims. And this is what he said. And this has caused some problem in the claim process. Isn't that what Tuberfield said? Why is it a problem for veterans to get more disability? Huh? You ain't coaching me, partner. You in the state. What state he in? He in the same state of Alabama that Lieutenant Colonel Gade retired is in, that has his business there. Huh? Come on now. Talking about, yeah, it's happening. Yeah, they don't like that it's going smoothly for us. They want, the only time that the VA disability claim system works properly for them is when it's harder for veterans to get their disabilities. Listen to what Charleston say. And Congress can take full-time vacations, AWOL, and get salary for a full election term. Come on now. And when they do 5 years in Congress, they're gonna get $14,000 for the rest of their life. And multiply them 14,000 if they in that 20, 30, 40 years. The two oldest ones, they in their late 80s, early 90s. One of them, when they get out, they gonna be getting paid up in retirement $120,000 a month. I forget her name, and the other one gonna be getting paid like $95,000 or $100,000 with full medical based on your tax payment. If there's ever any money left over, did you know this? I ain't trying to make you mad. If there's any ever money left over in the budget, they put it in a little fund for them. Did you know that? Huh? Did you know that? Man, y'all better be paying attention. Follow the money. I ain't saying y'all not. Now, let's say your claim gets approved. We want, if our claims are approved, watch our video talking about the VA, the 3 VA claims decisions, getting the claim approved, deferred, or denied. And approved, you got what is granted, or it might be a partial grant in the form of a deferment, or they might need more information as far as a deferment, or it may be denied. Now listen to what J. Oliver say. Congress has the best medical plan. Shouldn't every veteran have the medical plan of Congress? So why they keep talking about how bad the medical plan for us? They know how to make a good one. Give us the one they got. Huh? And some of them are disabled veterans. They get the medical plan with them and they get to go to the VA. I'm tired of fattening frogs for snakes to eat. Huh? Farm Girl Rebel say they won't be collecting it for long. Geez. Can't imagine staying until you're on the death door. Power is an addiction. Yes. I mean, that's what they were saying about the Ginsburg. I think her name was Ginsburg. She was on the Supreme Court. They was telling her to retire so they could get another Democrat in there. I ain't going Democrat or Republican. I'm just saying she stayed there to get all that money, and she passed away, and she knew she had terminal illness. They gonna sit on that throne. They gonna milk those federal benefits. They want some of our money to go to them. They have a personal incentive on this. You think they ain't gonna take some of your VA disability? How y'all feel about that? That if they cut us out of our compensation and benefits, that they gonna reroute it to them? Remember, I remember Farm Girl Rebel said that what's the name say? I didn't hear him say it, that Lieutenant Colonel Gade retired. Gade, I call Lieutenant Dan, said that he don't consider himself a disabled veteran, but he got a disabled veteran-owned business. He don't consider him a disabled veteran, but he received disability compensation. Huh? I think he said he don't even consider himself a veteran. Now let's talk. So once you get your claim approved, you have the legal status of being a disabled veteran. We cannot let them change that. If you can't get in the door with this, you're not going anywhere. You must make sure they don't take this away from us, because the young people, if they can't get this status of a disabled veteran, that's a legally protected status. So if they just offer them, well, we ain't gonna make it disabled veteran. We're just gonna give you some health care, but you're gonna have to pay for part of it. They may start off giving it free, then start charging. They can't charge us, especially when we're 50% or higher. Even before that, if we're disabled, they got to take care of our conditions, the ones we're service connected for, and sometimes they take care of more. Farm Girl Rebel say that is exactly what Gade said. He don't consider himself none of it. So if he don't consider himself a veteran or a disabled veteran, go back and watch our last videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. That means he don't have no connection to us. Now listen to what I just said. If Gade, who's milking the system as a disabled veteran, but saying we shouldn't get VA disability, and he said, I'm not a disabled veteran, only when I put it on the paperwork as a certified for my multi-million-dollar contract with the U.S. government and my multi-million-dollar small business. I don't think of myself as a veteran, disabled veteran. What he's saying is, I don't have no connection to y'all, so I can say whatever I want. Huh? So your disabilities, what did he call them? Tell me if I'm lying when I said this. He called our disabilities junk disabilities. Am I lying when I said that? A so-called received 2 Purple Hearts and all this here. I don't need no super soldier speaking for me. Get them about the paint. I question some of what they saying about where they come from, because they do a lot of lying. If you lie about one thing, you'll lie about everything. If you lie about one thing, you'll lie about something else too. You'll lie about your service. You'll lie about how you got those commendations. If you're lying about me, a liar is a liar. So we want our full VA benefits. We want the dollar amount we get. If you're 0%, we're service connected. We don't get any money, but from 10 to 100%, special monthly compensation, all the other things, adaptive housing, all that. Our percentage, we want that. We want our benefits, whether they be educational, burial, housing benefits, medical benefits, because if you take them away, we won't qualify for the state benefits, and that would be a domino effect against us. We don't want less benefits. We don't want the same benefits. We want more. Man, that man said that. True, he said junk. So Gates said veterans are worthless. Yeah. I ain't trying to make y'all, look here, family. I'm not trying to make you dislike the man. I got a problem with what he said. It's hard I guess it's hard for you to like him. Can we say, tell me one good thing about Lieutenant Colonel Gov't? Give me one good thing about him. Because we've been wearing him out. Because he seemed to be a little sensitive and he want to be able to say nasty stuff about us and we don't clap back. What do you think? Can you say one good thing? We don't want no freaking plows. No, they want to put us back out there. Tell me one good thing, Brother Charleston, about Lieutenant Colonel Gov't retired. Do you see any redeeming qualities, family? Anybody? Now, look, when he called them junk degrees, worthless degrees, disabilities, junk disability, and he called himself. Now, I don't mean that. Now, that's what he says in private. Junk disability means he don't want us to get compensated for it. If the disability junk, that means they don't have to give us compensation for the disability. That means your check is junk too. You worth to just throw it in the trash. Oh, Costa, boy, that's deep. He said, I can't say one good thing about him. Yeah. Okay, I will. He said he has only one. He has only one leg. Why does I'm get trouble? Family, listen, people. I think God, he said he also. Down, you out of control. I'm reprimanding H-Town. H-Town gonna be putting time out. Can I time myself out? And I want time. I can't time out Jalen. Jalen, you out of control. I got to time myself out. I should. Oh God, y'all too much. The day before Thanksgiving, we can't be doing all this. He talked crazy about us, though, don't he? He made jokes about people that was missing multiple limbs. He laughed about it, and he's missing a leg. Now, well, one thing, he united veterans against the system. Whoo, now that's a good one. Now that's a good one. God dog, man. God dog. I mean, Jalen. If you see him in person, you might have to go up and give him an apology, man. When you see him walking, you say, oh Lord. Oh, look, it said, everybody laughing, oh Lord. Laughing my blank off. Coasty said, now listen. Farm Girl Rebel say, I think he believes what he is saying, and that's the problem, and it's not good. But when Veteran Infotap was telling him he was wrong, when Sib Dib was pushing back, what do you think he was thinking of what they were saying? Do you think he was just blocking it out of his mind? When they was giving him legitimate points that you can't blanket statement. Infotap was going in on it. Veteran Infotap, go over to his channel. You know, he kind of goes on for a while, but when he's going after that, that's how I want to see him most of the time. I know he got to come in easy. Boy, but he didn't play with him that day. And he was trying to explain. We need more of that. I'm glad they did that interview. Go over there and watch that video and do us a favor. You know, you say, do them a favor. Go over there and watch it, not just on Veteran Info Chat page. Watch it also on CFDIV's page. Yeah, I know I go in on CFDIV sometimes. That's, hey, you know, I'm gonna speak the truth, all right? I want them speaking the truth on me. If I'm lying, now have you noticed one thing, family? Now I want y'all to hear this. People done troll my page. People don't like me. People still try to steal my style. Or I call it steal because they don't give me knowledge for it. Still they'll be using my technique. Hey, listen, put this in the chat. Tell me this here, and that's okay. But say where you got it from. When I get something from them, I tell you, hey, I got this from CFDIV. I got this from Combat Craig. I'm gonna say most of the time I'm gonna say something. If it ain't that relevant, you know, I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, man, you gotta acknowledge people. Just say what you got it from. They don't want to say, well, he ain't got that many subscribers, and I don't like the way he talk. It ain't about liking each other. We as veterans, it's about supporting each other and being respectful. Now, being respectful. Jay wins the chat for the evening. Yes, Jay wins the chat for the evening. I'm trying not to think about it. Look, Charlton say, Jay, you are honorable salt sailor, honorary salt sailor. Good Lord. Yeah, Gay didn't want to hear that he ignored questions he didn't like. Man, it must be nice, family. When have we been able to ignore stuff that we didn't like? When were we able to ignore orders by our superiors that we didn't like? Remember, he's making it sound like his superiors just came to him and said, do you want to stay in the military? Do you want to get out? You want to go to combat or you don't want to go to combat? They asked him. He said they asked him this. Ain't nobody give me no option of whether I want to go. Do you want to go to maneuvers or not? Do you want to go to the field or not? Do you want to go on Charleston, did they ask you whether you want to do 6 months at sea, 3 months at sea? Betty Bops. Our new one in here. Let me see where you at. Rooftop Gardener. And I think Jay Oliver. Did they was it Jay Oliver? Which one of the other one is Navy? Did they ask y'all, did you want to go to sea? And how long you want to go for? Coasted. When you had to do your duty, did they say you feel like going out on the water tonight? Did they ever ask you that? So they trying to touch our money, family, because they calling it junk disabilities. That means we gonna get junk payments. And they want the benefits. Understand, when they knock them off, they knocking off not just your benefits, the benefits for your children, for the post 9/11 chapter 35 educational benefits, healthcare benefits, Champ VA, huh? And if you lose your 100%, you no longer get dental anymore. You lose your 50%. Remember, they trying to get rid of 60 and below. That means you don't get free healthcare at the VA no more. And if they do take away ratings, according to Lieutenant Colonel Gade, he want to get rid of disability rating from 60 and below. That means you won't qualify for a lot of state benefits. And you won't get free health care. Come on now. And you won't get anything for your dependents, because dependent benefits start at 30%, but they'll be getting rid of that. That's a domino effect. You watch out for these slick jokers. Do H-Town know the numbers? Who else told you that? Oh, my Lord. Let's see what Brother Charleston say. I never got asked if I wanted to transfer to an aircraft carrier and deploy to the Middle East. Needs of Navy was in my contract. So why was he able to have his needs met according to him? If he's not lying, but he's saying he want to treat the people beneath him. When I say beneath him, under his command, different than the way his commanders treated him. Do you think he asked his soldiers and officers up under him, hey, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Do you think they had the option under him? And remember, tollway, I'd lose the tollway down here because it's based on percentage. If you don't have a 50% rating in Texas at the federal level, 50% disability, that you can't get the disabled veteran license plate, thus meaning I can't ride the tollways for free. And that could be $200, $300, $400 a month. Because we have to go to VA appointments and have to move around. Whew. Oh, guess what else they be taking out? And we demand that they keep. They want to take out secondary service connection. Because if the disability that causes the secondary conditions like PTSD, I believe he considered that a junk disability because he brought it up. That means you lose all the things that's secondary to it. PTSD could cause sleep apnea. The sleep apnea could cause heart failure, chronic fatigue, and irritable bowel syndrome. You could have separatings for all of these, but they trying to knock all that out, fam. And if any of them are rated 60% or less, you won't get any extra compensation for it. They trying to play with our face, and we can't let them do it. Hey, are we gonna get them? When y'all gonna encourage H-Town to go up there to speak before Congress? Huh? I don't want to talk about no medals. I don't want to talk about anything I got. They can look through my record. They can look through and see what I'm lied about anything. That's why I don't know what I'm talking. I'm a veteran. That's all I am. Don't try to separate me out. I am a veteran. You don't even need to tell nobody I was in the Army. Huh? I'm proud of the Army service. Rose City did, I am. But when it comes to us, remember the greatest weapon used against veterans is disorganization. They want to tell one veteran they better than the other veteran. You combat veteran, you non-combat veteran, you special forces, you not special, you regular Army, you're an officer, you enlisted. This is how they try to divide us. I don't like it. I don't like it, fam. Oh, look, y'all had a lot of stuff coming on here. Y'all been chatting away. We gonna call you keyboard warriors. I'm messing with you now. I'm messing with you. Fam, I ain't trying to mess up y'all Thanksgiving, but I want to get a word. J. Oliver say, when I was in the reserves, I was activated for the bombing in the Beirut military barracks. Yes, I remember. I was a child. Yes, I was. I was a preteen. And that really upset me because they showed that on television. They had to pull their own fellow Marines out of that. And I fell for that because I had family members that been in the military. And I was scared they had to go back. I went to my uncle, and I was hoping, I was hugging them because I was hoping they didn't have to go back, but they were serving the Korean War. So I didn't understand that they didn't have to be back, in there. And I was scared, because at that point they wasn't that old. They was in this their, I guess 40s or something, 30s, 40s. I mean, I was scared, man. I have twin uncles. Now I was working at the Steak and Ale in New Orleans. I was loaded on a plane to California in 24 hours. Did they ask you if you want to get on that plane or not? Let us know, J. Oliver. Now listen, Crimson Alumni Force say he reserves PTSD for special forces and combat veterans. Hogwash. Okay? Hogwash. Man, do y'all know what goes on these ships? Do y'all know? Okay, let me break something down, and I'm gonna get to your statement, Coasty. Much of the PTSD that happens in a combat zone does not happen as a result of combat. Now, I want somebody to come Wherever you at, tell me it's a lie. At least for Desert Storm. But much of it comes from maybe surrounding the combat, but people walk in front of trucks and somebody put the truck on the incline and the person walked between it going to the child and got crushed in between it. That's traumatizing PTSD. Somebody get violated. Somebody see somebody, now I ain't see it, but this was hard on me, and it wasn't even combat. A young man, 19 years old. You can't tell when you over there that when you riding on these, in the sand, you can't tell if it's a cliff. They have cliffs as high as mountains, but the sand dune like that, and he flipped over in the vehicle. I can't say much. I ain't gonna say about him, but they covered it up because the vehicle he was in was not ours, and that's all I can say. It was an American vehicle, but because the commander did something shady, this man, they covered up what happened to him. And I guess someone thanking his family for the service. They had got a vehicle that they weren't supposed to keep. When we got there, we had to use the vehicle to get somewhere. You hear what I said? And they kept it. And this young man lost his life in it. So they had to cover up the whole situation because they had to write down the of that vehicle, which was, let's just say it was hot. Okay. You know what? Y'all know what hot means. And you know how traumatizing that was for me? When I found that out, you know how angry that made me? That wasn't combat. That was before combat operations started. This young man lost his life. So what's that? Doesn't that count toward my PTSD? Yeah, man, they better get on out of here. You on a range and something bad happens in basic training. You can't get PTSD like that. He don't even sound like Gay. Don't even sound like he got PTSD. He talks so insensitive. Now, Coasty said, I never got asked. They said you have to go out, but you don't have to come back. God, dog. Do Lieutenant Colonel retired Gade understand what many of us have been through? Do he understand? My Lord. And we gonna keep wearing you out. You gonna want to talk to everybody on the internet for it's over with, and we gonna fold you up and get you up out the paint. And because we want to make an example of you, because when they bring another one out here like you, we gonna handle them too. Yeah, we gonna make you an example. That we gonna show that we got a voice. That no, Congress just can't be rolling out their puppets. Look, they got medals on. Look, they are war heroes. They super soldiers. Move around. We are the super soldiers. All of us. We're like Voltron. We're veteran Voltron coming together, family. Oh, I'm getting a little mushy there, ain't I? Now listen, Jala would say, I was issued new gear and asked. Now listen, were you asked whether or not you want to go to the field, go to serve on a ship? This is what we're asking because Lieutenant Colonel Gade retired, said that he was asked whether he wanted to go to combat. Must be nice. Now listen, I don't know one black soldier on earth was ever asked that. Not even the ones that suck up. Now listen, Jala would say, I was issued new gear and asked nothing, and ordered what to do and where to go. Everything that didn't tremble in my ground like a beast in anger. I don't know what a ground is. I don't know if I said growling like a beast in anger. That's right. From the growling, no growled. Okay, growled. Listen, family. We can't have these people that's insensitive to speak for us. Do y'all know that was hard for me going into combat? Because when that young man, I said, how can somebody, a vehicle flip over in sand and they could lose their life? I just couldn't understand. That just didn't make sense to me. I grew up in the hood. People got capped, but just rolling over in sand, I couldn't conceptualize how dangerous it is on these terrains. Now listen, H-Town, I bet a lot of PTSD was seeing Highway of Death coming out of Kuwait. Now I didn't see the people, but I saw we stopped right at the Highway of Death. For those who don't know, there was people trying to leave out of Kuwait. I mean, I think they were leaving out of Iraq. I don't think was that Kuwait or Iraq? I think they were coming out of Iraq. Y'all let me know where the Highway of Death was when all the people got, them planes shot them up. Because I don't remember where we was at all the time, but we were there, but I couldn't see any people. I could see the vehicles. They made us stop right there. Now tell me how weird this is. That's when they told us the war was over. As soon as we got to that highway was in Iraq, coming out of the people trying to flee from Iraq, and that's when they got caught in Iraq. Because when we was in Kuwait, there was nobody there. They had put everything afire and they was gone. But when we got to the highway of unalivement, they told us right then. I'm telling you what I know. I was sitting up in my tank, head out my tank. They say the war is over. I say, we not going in to finish this? And that was that highway. But I couldn't see any people. I only saw that on television images later. We didn't have no images like that over there. And I was like, wow, that's what was on that road? Fam, we talking about it tonight. See, we talk the real here. Yeah, a lot of people got it. I did. I don't know if it's that weird. Tell me if this is weird. I was traumatized about it after I got back home and realized I was right at that highway and those vehicles had people's bodies in it. I didn't know that. That bothered me, and that really aggravated my PTSD. I don't know if that would count though, huh? Because I had a memory, I was there, but I didn't know what was in the vehicle until I got back. So would that count properly? Because I really didn't, that part of it didn't aggravate me until I got back. Now, some stuff in when I was in, in the middle, in the Gulf War did affect me, but that affected me worse. Maybe that would be triggers then. Would that be a trigger? Would that be considered a trigger? And yes, indeed. Family, this is getting heavy here. Leaving Iraq, most A-10s use strafing to destroy military vehicles. Yes. And let me tell y'all, so y'all, I've said this before and I want y'all to hear that the A-10 said they had one of the pilots come and talk to us. And they had already had an incident where, I don't know if it was A-10, it wasn't A-10, it was a helicopter. What is the one that's kind of big, but it has, I think, about 2 people in it? Is that the Apache? I believe it was a Apache pilot that we move in So let's say the enemy is here and we here. Well, we will use smoke, right? Around us. We'll use smoke or whatever I say. We use smoke. So when the Apaches come, instead of going where the enemy at, the smoke confused them and they go behind our tanks and they couldn't tell the difference. So what the A-10 said, because they tank busters, A-10 planes will destroy a tank. Okay? They told us we couldn't, when y'all use y'all smoke grenades, when y'all put the smoke out, we can't tell y'all from the enemy. He said, well, what you want us to do? They were talking to all of us because all of us going to be affected. He say, can y'all please? They came to our platoon and say, can y'all please put those, family, this is going to sound crazy. On the top of our tank, so the enemy can't see it from the top because our tanks are like this, so they wouldn't know what was on top. And we had air superiority. They want us to put that reflection stuff. You know what the street people, the street workers do with the fluorescent vest? What they call those? The street vest, and they got glowing stuff. We had that. We had to put that on top of our tanks to keep them from shooting our tanks. I'm telling you, that was stressful. Okay, Lockerbie, Scotland, Pan Am Flight 103 was traumatized. Yes, I remember seeing that part of the plane there. That was what, 1977? I think it's now. Look, I was a child, but look how much I remember that. Was that 1977? Am I right? That was something. Now, family, we ain't trying to sour you, but we just talking about it. So saying that, and our benefits, not just the secondary benefits, but also the benefits when veterans passed away. What was the first thing that they started slowing down? Was putting headstones on veterans' graves, but Congress didn't cut any of their benefits. How can you bury a veteran and not put a headstone on them? Now, Farm Girl Rep say 1988, we was U.S. Air Force put security for the site. Please tell me, Farm Girl Rebel. And Betty Bobs, I hope you're around. If you ain't doing good, let me know. We love you. Let me know if you're okay. Because I know you've been going through a lot. We love you. Want to make sure my sister okay. And I know Farm Girl gonna make sure you straight. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I didn't know you put security for that site. Sister, that's called service connected. If you saw any type of carnage when it comes to human or anything happening like that, crashes, anything, that's your service connection right there. Yes, indeed. That's called service connection. Now, so what's the difference between a plane crashing in the military and a plane crashing a civilian plane? Same trauma. How many people after 9/11 were traumatized? Remember that? Firemen, other first responders, they were traumatized. How about I wasn't able to do the article yet, but the Coast Guard keep finding drug shipment after drug shipment. That causes trauma. Military is a war. Now, I'm showing my condolences. Okay, let's see. Oh, y'all saying a whole bunch of stuff. Let me get just things here. So Farm Girl say one boy was left on a hedge at someone's house and the homeowner covered him with a blanket. He was out there for a couple of days. Was he on the plane? My Lord. Let me know if he was on the plane, sister. Or was he in the area? Betty Bob say, H-Time Vet, thank you so much. I'm here just listening. I don't know what happened, sister. I just started just missing you. Got nervous. I don't know what happens. That's my PTSD. I guess it makes me insecure. I don't know. My Lord, he was on the plane. Seeing he there, and I'm assuming something bad may have happened to his parents. My Lord. We got, and they talking about it has to be in combat. Excuse me? How you think I feel? Look, before the war broke out, one truck driver in them big Hemmets, he there in Germany on the side of the road, got all his flares out, things out to make sure people, he on the side of the road, and it's way up in the air. Somebody came by in a car and it cut the whole top of the car off, starting right above the hood because the person didn't stop. They got on the side of the road. You think that didn't traumatize this man? Because wasn't nothing in the car, nothing in the people left above the door. Come on now. We love y'all. I'm sorry if I get into traumatic injuries. Let's say, hold on, my brother say here. Lieutenant Gay thinks about his PTSD, about his injuries, as an example of all PTSD, which he got over, he says, through his wife and faith. But I don't think he got over it. I think he just kind of corrupted. It corrupted his mind. I think the young man that's Dakota, I think it affected him. And I think this is like an adverse reaction by them thinking I'm healed in the name of Jesus and all this here. Listen, the Bible say the poor you have with you always. Huh? The Apostle Paul said he had an infirmity in his body. He didn't say what it was, but he said it's with him now. Yeah. King David had post-traumatic stress disorder. So did King Saul. Combat, war, leading people, being in the military in itself is a life-changing event. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, family. I ain't trying to get all deep. Now, J. Oliver said, security police posted around disasters, wreck, crashes, and emergency. PTSD every day. We got our homie in the house. You know what's up. We got Chief Z for you in here. J. Oliver say, hugs, Betty. Everybody give Betty some hearts. I want y'all to give hearts for two people. Give Betty start off with Betty. We're going to start out Betty. Y'all show some love for Betty. Show some love. Get some heart. I want some hearts in the chat for our sister Betty because she's recovering from her surgery. Y'all, we have prayers, but we got to show that we care about her. Huh? We got to praise our own. We can't wait for Congress to do it. We can't wait for Lieutenant Colonel Gates to do it. We can't wait for that Medal of Honor winner, Dakota, and I'm picking on them because they spoke against her. Show some love to Betty Box, please. Farm Girl Rebel showing them love up in here. Showing love, yes indeed. Then Farm Girl Rebel says, Betty, hope you feel better, my dear. Yes indeed. Oh, look at see, let me tell you something. A happy heart, the Bible says, a merry heart is like medicine. You understand? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yeah. I love you too, Betty Bobs. It's just because it's close to payday and I'm kind of happy. I love you anyway, sister. Chief Z for you say, hello, everyone. Happy holidays. And Jay Oliver says, hi, Chief. And Charleston say, evening to him. Farm Girl showing the love to Betty Bobs. And they saying evening. Look at Betty Bobs says, she said, oh, thank you, Farm Girl Rebel. I'm just laying down looking at this on TV. I'm fine. It's My bedtime. Okay. I was I just got worried because I don't know, sometimes it just happened. My daughter, look, I told some of y'all this maybe before. I was here, I just slept. I took that VA medicine, and y'all know them psych meds will knock you out. So both of them was in college. So I'm knocked out. We had done a live stream that night before, and I knocked out, boy. I got this little pill, you cut it in half, it'll put an elephant down. It's a weird thing. I'm on these strong psychotropic medications, but check this out. I guess when you have it, sometimes it don't affect you as hard as it affects somebody else that don't have it. My God. Coasting, it's not about me, it's about Betty Bops. Coasting says, love, love, love for Betty Bops. Charleston said, look, he's a different kind of heart. Love, 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 love. Shipmate Betty Bops. Love. Look at y'all with the black, they got them black hearts on now. Come on now. Coasting saying hi. Betty Bops, she sending the love back. Thank you, Jay. It's all good. She saying, look, she got for cheek. I got the love and the fire. That's what, let me tell you, when a woman got love and fire, that means that's some stalking stuff. She will pull security without a license. Huh? She'll be staked out at your place. So I've heard. Now, Betty Bob say, thank you, Charleston. 100%, 100%, 100%. Love, 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 love. Come on now. Betty said love back. She sent a double love back to Coasty. Boy, she being good to her fellow shipmates, but to everybody else too. Family, I'm feeling good today. Let's talk about it. And we expect to keep our levels of protections. We ain't gonna let them change the VA disability system. We will get our 5-year rule, 10-year rule, permanent ratings, and the 20-year rule. I think, instead of waiting for 20 years for your disability to be locked in, tell me what would be fair. When you get your disability, should it be locked in for life? Or when you get 100%, when should it be locked in for life? Meaning they shouldn't be able to touch it unless it was fraud. So listen, H-Town stalking, let me tell you something. Listen. I will neither I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking. Let me tell you something. If you stalking from the trunk of your own vehicle, that's not a crime, is it? If the police open up the trunk and say, sir, what are you doing in here? I say, look at the registration, my name on it. Huh? This is my vehicle. We concerned about you in the trunk, it's too hot. When have you ever been concerned about a black man? Don't y'all have on some unarmed black men to go shoot? This is my vehicle. I can be in the trunk if I want to. I say, I just need you to do one thing. What's that, sir? Close the trunk. Is it illegal to be in your own trunk on your own car? I'm just asking a question. Somebody tell me. I know my daughter gonna say, Dad, you're cutting up. Love to all of you from Farm Girl Rebel. Love, everybody show love to them. Yes, indeed. Betty Bops. Coasty say, love back at you, Farm Girl. It's just loving room. The holidays has got us happy up in here. 7 years, because it's God's number. I hear you. What's the question I asked? See, I don't even remember what the question was. What was the question? It was a good question, too. Man, are we doing this thing? Oh, 7 years. So that was the question. That once you had your disability for 7 years, they should never be able to take it away unless they prove fraud. Well, how long should you be able, when should your VA disability be locked in? How many years? I think I would say totally locked in. I like what he said, 7 years. 5 is too, 5 is okay, but I think 7 is reasonable. 10 years is too long for me. But what do you say? Now listen to Farm Girl. Get on board the love train. The love train. Come on now. The OJs. What that the See, family, we gotta encourage our own. Congress ain't gonna do it. The super soldiers ain't gonna do it. They talking religious talk, and nothing they say encourages or inspires us. Now Betty Bob say, H-Town, love being here, always gives me the giggles. Because look, let me tell you what my grandma used to say. She say, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. My grandmother, my big mama, that grandmother, my big mama, that's my mother's mother, she had us happy and happy at her funeral. Let me tell you why. She didn't want it to be a bad experience. She said she told the preacher, and she would tell us this. She said, when I die, don't let nobody stand over me crying, my body crying. She said, because if I could get up and, hold on, let me say this way you can see it. My grandma said, if they get over me crying, if I could get up and slap them, I would. She said, if they crying over me, they trying to put on a performance for the people behind them. She said, that mean they didn't treat me right. She said, if they couldn't treat me right while I was here, don't be sitting over the body. She said, if I could get up and slap them, I would. I ain't never forget that. I say, my grandmother is a unique person. I say, man, best heart in the world. Let me tell you something about my big mama. That's my grandmother. Her and her younger sister, they always had differences. But see, in our family, they didn't separate like that, just totally fall out with each other. I would go stay over at my auntie house, and she loved me. And my auntie daughter, even though she was my great aunt, her daughter was younger than me, so she was my little sister. So she would come stay with us, and it was all family. Now, do you know my aunt, my great aunt, what I call my aunt? She had, I guess, asthma, and she hadn't had an attack since she had the daughter. Now the daughter was older. She hadn't had one in years, about 15, 20 years. And she didn't call 911 when she was having an attack. She called my big mama, her sister. And my big mama was over there like this. Now, let me explain something about that. My big mama, my grandmother could not drive. But she got a car, somebody took her over there. Can you believe that? That's the love right there. And I asked why did I asked one of the older cousins, one of the aunties, why did they have a disagreement even though they loved each other? It's because the younger auntie and my grandmother, when my grandmother and her sister her age would go sneak out the house, they was teenagers, and the younger sister, which was that auntie that I told you had the asthma attack, she was about 11 and they was like 16, 17, and they sneak out, go out and do whatever young people do, talk to boys or party and dance. And she told on them, and they got mad when they got in trouble. They beat her up after that. So it was always a little tension there, But Betty Bob say 17 likes and 12 watching. So they let you know people can be older and still hold grudges from childhood. But they was all good to me, and I love them. Miss them. Now, the approval date should be for life. So what Jay Oliver's saying is, when you get a rating from the VA, the effective date should be for life. That should be, are you being bold here? I need to know, Jay Oliver, are you saying there should be no temporary VA ratings? Are you going that far? Are you saying that when you get a rating for 0%, it should be for life unless you get an increase? And if you get an increase to 70%, it should be for life until you get an increase. Is that what you're saying? That you should never be reduced it should always go up and lock in at whatever the highest rate is. Are you saying that you're taking it too far, Jay Oliver? Too far. Now, because if it's found to be fraud, you would be convicted as permanent. Oh, you saying even with that? I feel once approved is for life. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely right. Family, boy, y'all teaching me some stuff here. Let us continue. And claim substitution. See, if they get rid of a lot of the benefits for dependents, they'll get rid of claim substitute. So, Jay Oliver, is holding Raiders accountable? Yes, that's great. Yes, holding Raiders accountable. If you say I got this disability, you can't renege on it and say, well, it's not like that no more. If the doctor said you got it, come on now. And our answer to all of this is for us to be on code. Remember, the greatest weapon used against veterans is disorganization, turning us against each other. Be on code. Meaning, what do I mean by being on code? Be supportive of each other. Don't speak. Hold on, I got to get this way. I ain't mean for it to go farther. Don't speak against other veterans. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't go before Congress and say anything bad or that would undermine other veterans' benefits. Don't speak on your opinion on what classifies as a disability in the Navy. You have been on a Navy ship, and even if you have, you don't know everybody else's experiences. You might have been on a different type of ship than they was on. You might have been, the other person might have been on shore duty. You don't know what they experienced on shore duty. Be quiet. Same for the Air Force, Marines, and the Army. And the power of being on code is the power of communication. We share the same values in many respects. Now, I want to ask you a question. It seemed like we have common values here. What common values do you think we share here in the chat in the H-Town Vet family? What give me, if you could put it in a few words, what are the values you think we share together? I'll tell you what I think. Now, this is what I think we share. Well, I'll get to y'all statements, then get to mine. Now, listen. Charleston say, that's what my mom said. If you can't say something nice, shut up. Your mom is so direct. You say, we used to say, you know, my grandmother them say, you can't say something nice about somebody, don't say nothing at all. Your mom was just direct. You remind me of what's his name? What's his name that was president? Joe Biden. His mom would say just hey, this boy down there picking on your brother. I'll pay you $10 to beat him up. I say, man, well, that's the kind of mom to have there. Farm Girl Rebel say, the value we should have is having each other's back. Having each other back. H-Town say supporting kindness. Then Coasty say respect. Salute, respect, brother. Java say being team players. Okay, let me ask you, when it comes, what type of relationship are you looking for here? What kind of connection or bond you value that we have here? What type of connection that you get out of this live stream, out of being in the chat, communicating with others? What type of connection do you get? That's another word for relationship. Let us know. So what type of bond? That's the other word I'm gonna use for relationship. What type of bond or relationship do you get out of this chat that's different from what you get from other social media channels or other veteran channels? Understanding and kindness. Okay. Now, you know, the Bible saying all you get an understanding. My grandmother, my Southern grandmother, all my people Southern pretty much. I do have a few cousins that are in Arizona. You know, our family kind of branched out. That's wild. My grandma used to say, understanding beats the world. Huh? Now, not just hearing, but listening. Because people hear it go in one ear and go out the other. Huh? Listening. I know y'all listening. Bond that serves creates. Okay. Bond that serves creates. Yes, indeed. And we want to create things. Look how many powerful concepts y'all come up with here, and you are blessing other people that's going to watch this recorded. They may not see this for 6 months. They may find the channel 6 months later. Now I need you to do something with the word respect. Okay. How do you define respect? What does how do you measure respect in your eyes? When it comes to veterans, if you had to walk up to Lieutenant Colonel Gade, what would you tell him respect was? If you'd have to walk up to Cody Meyer, he said great topics. Thank you, brother. Great topics. Yes, indeed. What would you tell them that's speaking against our benefits? What would you tell them? How do you define respect? If they say, well, what do you think? What Dakota, okay, I call him Cody or something. Dakota Meyer, okay. The Medal of Honor winner. Okay, sorry. We're getting this name wrong. Now, what would you tell them? If they say, well, what's respect to you? And I respecting you by speaking truthfully about you need to go back to work? What's respect? I'm respecting you. Charleston say respect, no foolish talk. Come on now. What would you say to him? How do you define respect? Let us know. I'm trying to see what would I call respect. Talking over me. Don't talk over me. Don't talk around. Don't talk for me. That's respect. Let me speak for myself. Don't talk for me. Now, let me ask you this here. Given this situation that we're going through, what would you consider to be a victory? With all these people attacking us, what would be considered a victory? With Congress having people going and people criticizing us from the Washington Post and other newspaper articles, what would be a success in this struggle that we're going through right now? And after that, if you want to answer this one, what would you consider loyalty? Do you consider Lieutenant Gade loyal to veterans? He's a veteran. Lieutenant Colonel Gade, do you consider Dakota loyal to veterans? If not, why? If you would like to speak on that. Respect is listening. Yes, indeed. That's from Betty Bops. Now, Jay Oliver say, you cannot heal my wounds with a Band-Aid when it's going to take a tourniquet, Dakota. Come on now. I want to ask you this here. If I'm being unfair, or we kind of be, Do you think it's possible that Dakota could have some good intentions? Is it possible that he just might be misguided? Or do you think he's just as far out there as Lieutenant Colonel Gate? I don't know. What do you think? Let us know. And how would you measure loyalty? And I got a question for you. Where is Dougie? Has anybody seen the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins? Where is he? Where is his commitment and loyalty? Where's his communication during this time of crisis when we feel like someone should be speaking for us? Wouldn't it be very beneficial to have that preacher, Doug Collins, speak for us? Now listen what Betty says. Dakota is like a cheating man. You can never trust. So let me ask you this here. Isn't that amazing? So how do you reconcile him being winning the Medal of Honor, but you see him like somebody that's a cheater, somebody who's not loyal? How can he do such an act during his military service? And I don't know what the story is. Many times it's saving other people. But how could you not trust a Medal of Honor winner? It's confusing. Now listen, Jay Oliver say, Gade, you have lost touch, but you probably never had a clue, Danny boy. I heard that in a movie. Now Charleston says, the critics say, sorry, talk out of turn, Dougie. Quit since he can't blame shutdown. You know what? He can't blame the shutdown. Let me ask you another question. He can't blame the other party. He can't blame Congress. So a real leader, especially if you represent the veterans and the veteran affairs, would take responsibility. Have you ever heard Pastor Dougie take responsibility for his actions? Have you ever heard him do that during this whole situation? He's a preacher now. I know you probably heard it once at least. Where is Doug Collins? Now, the question was, why does the U.S. government owe veterans? The other question, there was a two-part question. What does the U.S. government owe veterans? I want to ask you now, did we answer the question? Or why and what does the VA, why and what does the U.S. government owe veterans? He's been quiet. Farm Girl Rebel say, I haven't heard him at all. Yes, indeed. Did we answer the question today? Did we answer the question, family? Let us know. Yes or no? I want y'all to be honest. If we didn't answer, see here, we don't want you to tell us what we want to hear. Did we answer the question, family? Yes or no? Farm Girl say we answered the question. Let us know if we answered the question, fam. If this information has been informative, please smash that like button, share it with others, and subscribe. Now, what I want y'all to do here for a minute, please, we got an officer in our ranks here, so we want to give a special salute to I want to see when it comes first. Give me a second here. I want to make sure I say it right. I think it's Crimson Alumni 04. I want to show respect. Y'all give some respect. If you don't mind, put some salutes in the chat for Crimson Alumni 04. We are honored to have an officer in here with us because that will help us also by having different, all the military are important here, regardless of, so just because you're not enlisted, that don't mean we don't have the same respect for you. Y'all salute Crimson Alumni 04. Look, she's saluting us. Look, we need to salute. She shouldn't beat us saluting. Y'all need to salute Crimson Alumni 04. Salute this officer and show respect. Salute. I'm gonna hold a salute until y'all start showing some salute to Crimson Alumni 04. Respect. Give me at least one more. Salute. So Crimson saluted us first, but we're supposed to salute the officer first. Thank you. Then Farm Girl Rebel said, Crimson, salute. Yes, indeed. Hostess say, salute, Crimson Alumni 04. And I appreciate that you felt comfortable letting us know that you were an officer. Thank you. Charleston say, salute to Crimson Alumni 04. Betty Bob say, salute from the bed on the television. Salute. That's what I watch YouTube from my television. If I wasn't here on this computer, and excuse me for my southern accent, said computer. That's how we talk sometimes. I'm back home. Chief Z for you say salute, Crimson Alumni 04. We respect our officers. Yes, indeed. They're part of our leadership. Betty Bob say salute. Crimson come back with more salute. Salute. Now you cheesing up to the officer now. I've been cheesing up all night. Thank you, because Crimson has been so incredible and respectful, been here a long time, and we thank you. Doesn't talk down to us, here with us, show us respect, very insightful, supportive, and we thank you. I want y'all to really enjoy, these holidays. I'm enjoying them with you. Thank you. We're not going over any VA law, but the law of love. You remember on Happy Feet, Love Lace. Look what it say. This means a lot, y'all. Thank you. Yes, indeed. You can throw a few hearts in there for Crimson Alumni 04 too. I wish I had my little thing where I could throw some hearts in there, but I don't have it. Hard to you, heartfelt to you, Crimson. Yes, indeed. Love to you too. So we're gonna go over it another time. Veteran news, not tonight. We're just gonna do it. We ain't gonna hold it too long. And thank you for thanking us, but we'll be going over it. Only news we got is the pay increase. Who was it? It was 2.8%. A lot of y'all said around 3.5. Y'all thought it would be, and at 2.8. Is that reasonable, or do you think it? I think they should at least got it over 4,000 for 100% for a veteran alone. But that's close. And I want to ask y'all this here. It's one of the last questions. What do you think a veteran with 100% rating should start off, just veteran alone, without dependents? How much do you think the base price should be, given the economy they have, the sacrifices, and what we go through? Instead of $3,938, what do you think it should be? Salute from Jay Oliver, Crimson Alumni 04. What should it be? I think it should be, y'all ain't gonna like mine, 100%. Y'all not gonna like mine. I'm talking about base price just for veterans, more for dependents and special money compensation. I think it should be 6,000. Am I asking for too much? I think it need to be 2,000 more than that, and I think the percentages should be based off the 100%. So the 90% should be 90% of what the 100% pay is. Oh, we close. Coasty say 5,500. I can live with that. I can live with that. I say 6,000. Tell me what y'all say. You let y'all speak first. Coasty say 5,500. My private pension is only went up 1.9%. That's highway robbery. They should do you better than that, Farm Grill. And when you get your chance, file for your Social Security if you ain't planning on going to work. 5,000. That'll be a good little over 1,000. 5,000's a good too, because this tax-free money. 5,000 would be almost like, how much would that be? Well, how much would 5,000 a month be for 12 months? Would 5,000 be like 50,000? And that'll be 51,000. How much was it? So Social Security at 62, baby. All right. She gonna wait for that. Yeah. I ain't 62 yet either. I'm gonna get it at 62. And we're gonna go over this guy who talks about Social Security, the many reasons you should get it early. You know what? We need to go over that. I'm gonna do that, okay? Remind me, I'm gonna try to do it in the next one. We're gonna go over his video. Very good video. Betty Bob said 8,000 a month. Yes, indeed. 60K. Okay, 60K would be if you get paid 5,000, like Brother Charleston said, like Chief Z for you, that would be 60K a year. Tax free now. So that'll be worth like just as much as having probably $90,000 or $100,000 a year. That 8,000, whoo, Lord. Oh, you say 60K annually. Yeah, I'm sorry for mixing that up. Thank you. But this is the pay chart, so look over it, family. And that should be on the January 1st check. Might be getting in a couple of days right before January 1st, of course. Family, y'all, I'm glad we was able to do this. We ain't going to have anything we're going to watch tonight about our channel. Let us know what's going on with you. Here at our channel, first, we should be informative, then interactive. We need to be transparent. H-Town tries best to be transparent. Have I been transparent? If H-Town has been transparent, put yes in the chat or put the emoji for like a window or a piece of glass. Have I been? If I not, put no in the chat. Tell me why so I can fix that thing. Because I don't want to be out on the field and don't have my proper armor. Because if I'm not doing it right by y'all, or if it's something I'm missing, I got chinks in my armor, the enemy gonna see it. And I'd rather y'all correct me than the enemy. And I got no ego to inflate or offend. So please let me know. Farm Girl, she need to go on the road with this stuff. Somebody that's on the farm all day, you need to be somewhere telling jokes all the time. Farmers have some of and the ranchers have some of the best humor. I just don't know why. Ghost, Farm Girl Rebel say ghost transparency. Betty Bob say that winner transparent. Okay. Coasty say transparent. Thank you. I know Jay is the wild one tonight. Jay, boy, did Jay go there? I asked him, did he have one good thing to say about Lieutenant Colonel Gabe retired? He said, yeah, he has one leg. That's the one thing. I said, Lord, I should be laughing at that. He won tonight. When it comes, you know what we're gonna start having? the best comeback of the night or the best joke of the night. That was the best one, fam. Y'all all said some funny stuff, but he got me. If I meet this man in person, I'm gonna have to apologize. But even though he make jokes about people that have no limb, he missed a limb. But that was a good one though. He'd be laughing at that. Say yes, indeed. We've been transparent. J. Oliver too salty. Beats me. Beats me, yes. Now, we here to be troll free too. Beats me yesterday. Oh, I figured what you said beats me. I figured it out. But thank you, my brother. That's our mission. Our live streams are going to be Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, unless like holidays fall, we might work around them. Like instead of having it on Thursday, we're having it Wednesday, the day before. So no live stream tomorrow night. None. It's the meds. Oh, some people used to blame it on the alcohol. Now we blaming it on the medicine as disabled veterans. Jay Oliver. Oh, man. Sometime we'll have them on Tuesdays. Family, this has been an incredible night. We still at 2.5 hours. We ain't made it to 3. We try not to make it. We want to get out of here soon. And if you like to contact us, here's our contact information starting at the bottom with our email address. If you want to try to, something you want to say, and it's something we need to keep private, come say it in the email. Okay? We don't want to put this a public platform, and some of the haters and trolls are still watching. So if it's something you need to share, and we'll try to work it out, figure out what we can do behind the scenes, okay? And that keeps us on track too. Now, YouTube handle, please go to the YouTube channel. Please, I need here, if y'all promise, let me know. Give me a hands up in the chat, thumbs up in the chat. If y'all gonna go back and watch some of the live streams or the videos, let's start with the videos. The shorter videos, not the live streams that you haven't watched. Let's start with them. Let me know if you're gonna go back and watch them. We got several of those. So you click on the tab where it says videos, and they're going to be between 4 minutes and 20 minutes. Let me know if y'all want to go. Y'all can go back and watch. Let me know if you're able to, because you may not have time. And our Cash App and PayPal on the description. And as I was saying earlier, we just reached 2 years for our YouTube channel. We've been live streaming about 1.5 years, but our YouTube channel itself came into, we released our first video, right? Not live stream, but video, November the 23rd, 2023. You hear me? It was actually 2. The one that was supposed to come out. So if y'all can watch it, put some hands up, let me know. 2 of them today. Okay. Watch them, family, because we want to keep, because the channel growing, and the more y'all watch them, the more it boosts the algorithm. And other people, because y'all been watching them, other people are watching them. Now let's see what our sister Farm Girl Rebel says. She says, I don't actually go back to and watch. Try to find the ones where I stumble across this channel. So I'm watching March of 2025 videos. Okay. No, she said I actually do go back and watch. Okay. Yeah, and some of y'all, when we do them, if you miss videos, sometimes we do like what do you call it? Pre-recorded songs we pre-recorded. We'll play them during the daytime. So you're welcome to come if you're able to watch in the daytime. But those mostly going to be pre-recorded. Ones we done already. But I'm saying we getting a lot of subscribers and watch. Coming soon. We're going to do one on the secondary service connection. That one I almost completed. I just haven't done it. I haven't done it because so much been going on with the news that was pertinent. Okay? But this is critical because several secondary conditions have several primary conditions that they're related to. And that's more money. Have some great chats in the pre-recorded. See, on the pre-recorded, you can talk about what you want. When we doing the pre-recorded in the daytime, you can pretty much talk about what you want. Don't tell nobody where the body is buried, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't have no requirements you stand on task. Y'all can talk about cooking or anything. That's why I do them, so you have an outlet to do that. So, Betty Boss be watching everything. I know your husband be saying, I'm tired of hearing that man's voice. It's that old country voice. Tell him he's not country, he's from the South. Oh, boy. That's one thing I missed by this guy, Chief. I remember he kind of left, I understood, because he's buddies with the expert troll, but I had to drag that expert troll. And so if he was gonna be cool with him, if it was uncomfortable me doing it, the guy shouldn't have done it. I don't overlook people disrespect. So he kind of stopped coming. But Chief, I really enjoyed you when you was here. I really want to say that. But I don't allow slime balls to disrespect me, whether they help you or not with your benefits. I don't care. Don't nobody get to hang around and treat me like a dog. And because you cool with him, I suppose to act like that's all right. No, he'll be a dirtbag to long as I'm here. Because there's no reason for him to act that way. I was nothing but kind and respectful to him, and he took it as weakness until I showed him my Fifth Ward side. You understand? Without cursing him out, I just slow walked him and will continue to slow walk him. And that shocks him that I still talk about it. Well, I'm respectful and kind until you're respectful and kind to me. Now you are just content for me. You're an example. And any dirtbags you do, we gonna know it's you. Because you act like you women. And I'm talking about that expert troll. Acting like he's a woman. Hey, can we talk about military trauma? Don't no woman talk like that. Don't no woman talk about. That's why I knew that wasn't no woman. That queen, that was him. New releases. Please go back and watch Super Soldier Syndrome. When these people have all these highly decorated soldiers and sailors and Marines and airmen, then they think they can make decisions for the typical or average veteran like ourselves. And there's nothing typical or average about your service, okay? All y'all service is highly important. And we talked about the VA disability bait and switch. They start off getting us 100%, but they're trying to get us back to full-time work. And we just hear some of the other ones go back. You can tell by the thumbnail. Work limits, that was a very good one. And that perverse incentives, the gifts that keeps on giving. Mr. making $200,000 a year for veteran of foreign wars, but he called our benefits perverse incentives. I'm the only one that caught that on YouTube. I was the first one, if everybody else. And this one with Lieutenant Colonel Gade mentioned before the Senate that they should get rid of disability ratings from 0 to 60% and only start at 70%. And eventually you're going to want to get rid of all those too. Huh? That'll get rid of 40%, by 45% of all people, service-connected disabled veterans and their compensation. Now we're at the after party, family. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, the mic is yours. Any questions? And let me know. I got one. What's the weather like where you at? Is it snowing, raining, cool? Is it freezing cold? Is it extremely humid? Let us know. And what's the temperature to be exact? And we're going to get ready to call it a night. And after you answer these questions, let me see what we got. Make sure if you didn't get a chance, smash that like button. Check and make sure that you smash that like button. So here in the Houston area, it's actually 53 degrees. That's pretty chilly for down here. In Richmond, Texas, right outside of Houston, Texas. Nitpick is the word of the year. Yeah, nitpick. I like that. That's the word of the year, Charleston. In Louisiana, it is 62 and clear. Farm Girl Rebel say 25 degrees, snowy, windy, Minnesota. Make sure those animals are straight. Do you put blankets over those horses? Do you have the little thing, you know how you put on the horses to keep them warm? That little coat you put around them, you can strap onto them. Mm-hmm. Charleston say 42 degrees, cloudy in Pennsylvania. And it's usually not too much different in Maryland. Betty Bob says it's 47 degrees there. Now, listen to Coasty. He's one of the only people I know that's from Massachusetts that being here. Excuse me for my southern accent. 53 degrees, raining, Massachusetts in Mass. Now, listen. She say blankets only on the skinny rescue horse. I'm working with everyone else is healthy, fat, and hairy because they tend to get more hair in the winter. Am I right? From what I remember, that's one thing. Now all this stuff coming back to me, man. When you grow up and horses is a part of your life, even though I haven't dealt with horses in years. Oh, now let's say good night to everybody. We're gonna start off with Cheap Z for you. Say good night. And I want y'all to have a happy Thanksgiving. Say, Farm Girl Rebel, what about them goats? Them goats, they get hair. They get hairy, from what I remember. And they'll eat aluminum can. Do you know they have a serious hard stomach? Good night, Charleston. Good night, Chief Z for you. Good night, Farm Girl Rebel. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Good night, Coasty. Thank you for sharing and always being such a wonderful, kind person on the channel. Betty Bob's, good night, and we wish you well and a speedy recovery because we got a whole bunch to be cutting up with you. And what you gonna be cooking for Thanksgiving, fam? If you cooking, male or female, especially the ladies, let us know what's your main dish. Just let us know. Charleston, good night. Jay Oliver, good night. Stay warm, my brothers and sisters. Yes, indeed. I'm trying to find everybody here. I almost said good night to myself. Crimson alumni 04. Salute. And good night. And I want you to have a wonderful holidays. I'll make sure I don't miss anybody. If I miss you, charge it to my head, not to my heart. So I'm seeing we had Rose City D come in the house. Thank you, Rose City D. Thank you. You always come in with energy when you have a chance to stop in and talk to us. We want you to have a wonderful holidays to you and your family. See, family, what y'all may or may not realize, we're setting the tone on how to set up a veterans channel, how to interact with veterans. We're what you call trailblazers here, you know, because we're doing this together. Then we have Rooftop Gardener. He measuring bananas. You know he's serious about growing stuff. God dog, he or she. Boy, y'all some mess up in here, boy. Benny, want you to have a wonderful holidays. Good night. And we had Betty Bob's the first in tonight. The first in. Let me go down and catch everybody else up. All right. Oh, y'all been talking. Y'all. Oh, Lord. See, when I go, let's see. She say about the goats. I'm gonna read these chats and we're gonna close out. So get your chat, get what you gotta say in before we leave. Because when I get through, I'm gonna close out. Farm Girl Rebel say goats are hairy too. Yes, they are. Everyone has barns or sheds to go into to get out of the wind. You got a chicken coop? You got a coop for the chickens? And what about the rabbits? You got a pen for the rabbits? Now, I remember Sam Cooke had a song. I got a little red rooster who lays in a crow for days. He said he keeps all the hens in the barnyard fighting among themselves. He said, if you see my red rooster, please send him home. Betty Bob said, Farm Girl Rebel, stay out. Stay out. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, indeed. Farm Girl say, I will, Betty. Much love to you. Then we have Charleston say, good night. Good night all. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, indeed. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Betty Bob say, good night, H-Town. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Farm Girl Rebel say, happy Thanksgiving all. Yes. Coasty say, good night, family, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Yes, y'all make me proud to be not just a veteran, but proud to be an American. Man, when I was over in Bahrain, right before we left, that's what they were singing. So family, I want to thank y'all. We did answer the question tonight, and I thank you for being so incredible. Sorry for coming on so late. So family, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being incredible. And until the next one, which probably is going to be on Sunday. Good night.